Good afternoon, everyone. I had to check the clock. It is afternoon. We've made it through a half of this one, which is just a terrible way to look at a day. So the beautiful thing is we can start our day over at any time. So I'm starting over. Now, Jody is just fine. She's already put in a full day. This is Chamber Chats, by the way. We always do it on Monday at noon, except when we don't. And this week we don't because I was doctoring and Cade was in control and the train jumped off of the tracks. And so we're here on Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday, Jody.
Well, he was shouting out Lady Rangers on Monday for Lady Ranger Day.
Yeah, I was trying to make it his fault, and if you'd have stayed out of it, we'd have been okay. But oh no, yeah, they went down to being the Woods County Courthouse to a presser, as the cool guys say, to celebrate the national winning. In fact, Kate and I had a bit of a conversation about it because, there's always that person or those people that will correct. So the headline on this is the first, am I right, Kate, the first national championship in the history of Northwestern? Wait a minute, hang on. Let me get you a microphone because your information is much more important than mine.
Yeah, it is the first conference championship for Northwestern since joining the NCAA. So since 2012 when they made the move from the NAIA to the NCAA. So I know some people were confused. Well, we've won stuff before. That was under a different organization at a different time. Some people were trying to point out, well, didn't the Rangers men's basketball win the Great American Conference in its first year? Yes, they did, but that was a regular season championship. This is the first conference tournament and NCAA tournament appearance they've made.
So there is a distinction between winning the regular season and winning the tournament.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, so did everybody kind of get in line after a while?
They did. Everyone was good. We were all organized. The Lady Ranger Day, I'd say it was a success. They had the proclamation. Everyone got to sign it, which is kind of interesting. There's 3 lines and there's 20 signatures on the thing, but, it doesn't really make sense, but everyone's got their names signed around it, and that was fun to see. And then they had cookies for everyone, so that's always a good time.
It is. Yeah, they had that same problem with the Declaration of Independence, as I recall. I was really young then, but the guys wouldn't get in line, and I don't know what all.
I was say, were you there interviewing all of them?
No, I wasn't interviewing. I was way young, but I just remember it was kind of a cluster.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And just like with the Lady Rangers, what made it so good is at that deal, everybody was pretty much of like mind, and that's the way with the Lady Rangers. They're all pulling the rope the same direction.
Yes, and I mean, it was good to see members, from Northwestern, members of the community be out there, everyone just kind of giving one final cap to what a great season it was.
I saw on your stream the county commissioners. Were they involved in this?
Yes, so the county commissioners helped set everything up here. We had all sorts of people. President of Northwestern, Bo Hanford, was there. Vice President of Athletics, Brad Franz, was there. I could list everyone that was there that's involved with this thing, but we'd be here till 3 in the afternoon, and I know we got places to go.
Okay, well, we're cutting you off. One more highlight in your life. I'm listening to Winoka ladies softball, and I hear Temperance Bozeiden, who is an amazing individual in her own right, but not the heftiest, square-shouldered, I'm going to hit it out of the park looking gal, and she took one over the fence.
She did. I mean, it was bottom of the second. Winoka was down 6-0, able to rally back a bit and get on the board. And it's one of those, when you see high school softball, you're not expecting home runs, Ben.
Right.
And to see it just carry, and I was thinking, okay, well, that's going to go pretty fun. That thing's getting to it's gone. Okay. It was more of a surprise than anything else.
That's amazing. That's amazing. She is an amazing individual.
She is. I mean, I was going through the stats. She bats .611 on the season for Winoka.
What is that? That's hitting every 2 out of 3, isn't it?
Just about. I mean, 61% of the time, which is 3 out of every 5 at bats you're going to get. You're going to hit it.
If she can keep that up, she'll be making a living playing softball.
That is true.
Okay, so senior day. Jody's looking like, hey, it's Chamber Chats here. Come on. But you know, Jody, we get off the rails occasionally.
It happens. It happens. Go for it.
Okay, so next week, Tuesday, is the Lady Rails senior night. It'll be actually senior evening, you know, but we'll be there for that. And I think the men is Monday, and if that's the case, then we'll be there for that. Whenever they do their. I got a invitation to a graduation today. I mean, my life is just speeding by.
Yeah. Yeah. We're almost to the end of the school year. Once spring break happens, boom. It's like end of school year is here. All the spring activities we have, we know full force at the menagerie that it is end of school year because we have got April and May just booked with field trips. Today was our first set of field trips. We've actually got 3 field trips today. So had a group from Enid over this morning, and let's see, it's a Prairie View Elementary from Enid's first grade class. This evening, we've got a group from Tulsa, and it is Riverfield Country Day School, I believe is what it's called. And they are coming over to this area and just exploring this area. I believe they've got an overnight trip that they're actually staying and experiencing a bunch of things. So we've got them coming this evening to the menagerie. They're going to hit up the Cherokee Strip Museum. They're going to go down and have a pizza party at ABC. Carly Williams actually used to work at this school, and so that's what's brought them to the area. I believe they're headed out to the caves, and anyway, so and possibly to dig salt crystals too, because we do have so much to do in this area. I think that we kind of forget about that too. Like, you know, when's the last time you went to the caves? When's the last time that you went to go dig salt crystals? Do you do that sort of thing and experience everything that we've got going on? And then also we've got a youth group coming out tonight. So we are hitting it full force with the field trip season, and it's going to be end of school year before we know it.
What a great time to have a field trip to your menagerie. I mean, you've got what, maybe 3 babies now, maybe more. I drive slowly along that fence. I mean, you cannot speed by a baby llama.
Yeah, we've got new baby llamas, we've got mini horses, we've got mini donkeys, we've got baby goats and a baby sheep. We got a couple of bottle babies, and it's just, you know, baby highlands. I mean, babies all over the place. It's spring and there's babies all over the place. And let me tell you, it is quite the experience when a mama decides to just go ahead and have her baby right there during a field trip. Of course, today's the first day, so it hasn't happened yet. But the last 2 years, we have had a baby being born during a field trip. That's always an interesting conversation.
It is, and really a necessary conversation. I mean, you can't go, well, let's go over here.
Farm kids learn things differently, right?
Oh, man.
So some of the kids are like, you know, they know what's going on, and others are like, what is happening? And we're like, go ask your teacher. No. So
I remember going home after football practice. We were going somewhere, so I had 3 guys with me, and they live in town. Now, the town is Winoka, but it's still a town, so they weren't hanging around farms. And as soon as I pull in, my dad is yelling from the pasture across the road to get over there, and we had to pull a calf. So me and my dad with these fence stretchers are pulling a calf, and the other 3 guys are puking.
Oh yeah. It's a different ball game.
Without a doubt. Now then, about this chamber chats we've got here.
Yeah. So I was just going to say, speaking of animals, how about the bull battle this last weekend?
That was what an experience. I mean, I found myself after I got set up with the equipment, just roaming around looking, and through the night I would see people just, I mean, obviously they were just walking along looking at that building, and in being in wonder.
Right. It's a great building. If you haven't made it out there, eventually there will be a ribbon cutting, and they're getting everything just set up. And I mean, it's a great space. So
It is. It truly is, and a great competition. Way to go, guys! Justin and his bunch, they did a great job. The people in the building. I mean, it was their first event, so it is kind of amazing that they worked hard and everything went well. Because sometimes you work hard and not everything goes well. That one did.
The Western Sports Committee and Alva Bull Battle, they've been around for a while, and so like they know what they're doing regardless of the venue that they're at, but getting the venue to the place that it needed to be in order to hold that event. They still had a few things that they still needed. I went on a tour on Friday morning, and they said we still have some things that we need to do, and that will come, but we've got it good enough for now to have the event. And so that was awesome that they were able to get it together.
Oh, for sure. And managers manage. I was out there at one point and just caught a conversation of we haven't hung the big screen yet. We don't have the big screen hung, and that's a big part of the performance. What are we going to do? So the next time I came through, they had pulled a what are those front end? You can elevate the front end. What are those things called? They have a name. I occasionally use Norval Ritter's on billboard stuff. Anyway, they took one of those things and put the front end way up in the air with the big screen on it, and it worked like a champ.
Yeah, the playback was a really awesome addition to the Bull Battle this year. So it was very cool.
Very, very. So, okay, it's almost Christmas. Be Christmas in about a month. School will be over in about 20 minutes, and you got some big stuff coming up.
We've always got stuff going on. And I just want to say also, we also had Easter this last weekend, had the egg drop downtown, the fire department putting on the Easter egg hunt, the Core Ministries and their family putting on the egg drop. If you haven't ever been around for the egg drop, you really need to pop in for that next year, because it is so much fun to watch the egg drop. So that happened this last weekend, and now we are heading into a new week. I guess we're halfway through, or a couple days in. I guess it's halfway. It's hump day. We're halfway through a new week again. Always something going on. I want to shout out, we've got new members. We have 3 new members this week of our chamber. So shout out to the Woods County Senior Citizens and Nutrition Center. They've got their new building that's up and going.
It is up and going?
I think they moved. I think they moved over. And so we'll be having a ribbon cutting there soon. They are always looking for relief drivers to deliver food. So if that's something that anyone out there in your, any of the listeners here, ever think, I need to do something, you know what? You could go out and deliver some food for Meals on Wheels through the Senior Citizen Center. All you have to do is just give them a call, give Edith a call, and she will hook you up and tell you exactly what you need to do for that. We also have Uplift Alva. They've become a new nonprofit member, and they are always doing their uplift bags to support families that are facing medical emergencies. They help travel to be with loved ones, and just they do lots of different things. They have their giving tree in the winter time so that people can stay warm, but Uplift Alva is always doing lots of great stuff. I said 3 new members. We actually have 4 new members now. Wait, 1, 2, yeah, that's 4. So, oh, my goodness, I can't even count. So we have Tori Burson, who is a Mary Kay independent beauty consultant who has joined as Stores Without Doors membership. And so you can contact her for your Mary Kay needs. And then we have Cuisine. So if you haven't ever eaten any of Jason Costanza's food, Oh my goodness. Go hit up Cuisine Cuisine. Their truck is right across from the university, in just right outside of the Gambino's parking lot. That's where it's normally parked, except for today. And it's out at Share Medical Center today, because they occasionally have them out there, giving the Share Medical Center team an option right there, right outside their doors. But they have a new menu every month, and it's always awesome. Jason does a great job. I just love Nicole and Jason. Nicole is one of my dear friends. So Cuisine, welcome to them as a new chamber member. This week, we have had people asking for this for quite some time. People messaging this chamber saying, do you guys ever do a shred day? And guess what?
Oh, what?
A shred day. Like, you need to shred some old documents, shred some stuff that you don't want to just toss in the trash, but they want to get it shredded.
Now, I'm reasonably sure I have never been to a shred day.
Well, Dream First is having Shred Week. It is this week. So if you have like a bunch of old documents that need shredded, they are going to hook you up. They've got their like a massive shredder has come in, I guess is what it is. I assume that's what it is.
You would think it would be something about shredding.
Yeah. I mean, I just have a small one at home that I just shred the document whenever I need to shred something. But if you got like piles of stuff that you're like, I've got all this stuff and I just need to get rid of it, you can take it to Dream First and they are going to shred that for you. Any old paper documents that contain personal or financial information, anything that's no longer needed. It's a great chance to safely clean out your filing cabinets, your drawers, and your boxes that have been piling up. And
You can shred boxes? This thing is a big shredder?
well, I don't know that it's actually boxes. It's like cleaning out your drawers.
I got it. Okay.
I might have said that wrong.
That's all right. That's okay.
But that's April 6th through April 10th. They've got secure shred bins available during their regular business hours. Oh, nope. It says paper shredding only, so no boxes. But that's all across all of the Dream First branches. So that's going to be in this area, Alva, Cherokee, Enid, and Woodward. You can drop off your paper documents at any participating location, and they will help you declutter with confidence. So you are not going to just have some random piece of paper flying out there in this Oklahoma wind, because you threw it in the dump. And then it's just like, just flying somewhere.
There's some interesting stories that come from paper storage and paper shredding and so on. I remember a guy that graduated with me went to work for either Phillips or Conoco. I can't remember which. And he was very high in their bookkeeping. And so the one of the classes in this town asked for blank paper, for used paper. And so he took them a box, and on the other side of the blank paper was the payroll for the entire company.
Oops. Oopsies.
Yeah, but he got another job shortly thereafter.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it has a happy ending. Yeah.
Well, hey, tonight you have not missed it. I think it started last night, but tonight they have it again. The Founding Mothers tours at the Cherokee Strip Museum. So you can enjoy learning about the women who helped build our community at the Cherokee Strip Museum in Alva. They have tours at 6:30 and 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $15 each or 2 for $25. So the stories of the contributions of women who helped to shape Alva, from pioneers to educators to public servants to shopkeepers to healthcare professionals. So you can go out there and check that out tonight.
I read that, and I have a concern that I would like to share.
Okay.
The head lady of the museum is Rose. She has not mentioned this, I don't think, to me, but sometimes our communication is different than the rest of the world. So maybe I'm supposed to know that. But Rosie would be one of those women. I mean, she has done incredible things for this community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I didn't have a chance to go last night, so I don't know. I saw a few pictures from those who had attended. And so, yeah, it would be interesting to find out that information. You know, the museum has put on some great events in the past. This is another just really cool event, just showcasing local history. You know, they did the graveyard tours in the past.
Incredible. I mean, who would have thought?
So much fun too. I mean, my son participated in that one time, you know, and it's just taking the history of these local individuals, and it was just a really, really neat event. And I think that probably not enough people attend these kind of things to keep the history going. And so I think it's something that you really should check out.
Agreed. Agreed. Speaking of things to attend, I talked with Brenda Hood yesterday because she is the mural goddess of our community, and that event is coming up. However, the poor thing is being dragged to the French Riviera, the Riviera anyway, on her husband or someone in the family believes that she needs a vacation, so she will not be able to be on Rose and Ben and talk about that. But Norval Ritter, who is big on the history of this part of the country, will slide in here and we'll talk about the mural stuff on Rose and Ben coming up. While I'm on that subject, this week on Rose and Ben, Jeremy Zeller will be a guest. That's tomorrow at 11. And we'll be talking about, among other things, you know, he's the economic development guy. But one of the things we're going to talk about is there's a guy from the Oklahoma Department of Commerce that's coming up for the Lieutenant Governor's turkey hunt, who's going to put on a forum, and we'll be a part of that. And in the subjects will be this rumored about data center, no data center. You and I will be at odds on that, just like we are in Gala and Gala. Are you data or data?
I call it a data center, I think. What do you say?
I'm not sure.
Now you're going to say data just because
I
you
am.
said data.
Well, yeah, I wanted to form my foundation there. Yeah, I'm a big data guy, but Jeremy will be on tomorrow, and we'll get to start that conversation. And then this thing is on the what, 17th?
On the 17th, that will be right after the community coffee. So next week is turkey hunt, the Lieutenant Governor's turkey hunt. That's going to bring in lots of dignitaries into town, lots of different people from different businesses who may bring in business to Alva. And it's a great way to showcase Alva. So if you see some people around town next week that you're like, they do not look familiar at all, just show them the friendly smile that you always would anyway, and just chat with them and get them, just to love Alva like we do, and just show them, just hospitality. There we go. Can't get it out of my mouth. That's what I was trying to say. Hospitality. So those people are coming to town, and there will actually be, along with that, there's going to be a oh goodness.
What's that word you're looking for here?
What is the word? There's going to be like a lunch and learn sort of thing on Wednesday. We'll have somebody, I don't have the poster right in front of me for that one, for that flyer, but there's going to be a learning opportunity that you can come in, and like if you have a business talking about point of sale systems, talking about AI in business, talking about different things, there's going to be someone speaking in to that on Wednesday of next week. That will be happening. And then so that's along with the turkey hunt. And then they've got Lieutenant Governor will be here on Thursday. And then on Friday, we have our community coffee at 8 a.m. at the Tech Center. And then right after that will be the Fact or Fiction about the data centers. So, of course, that will be something that you can attend live in person. We are limited to number of seats. So that's why you're there, right? They can tune in on KLV, or I guess any of your spots that you stream. They can tune into that so that you're not missing out on anything.
And one of the big treats from us, the platforms that we use, for instance, Bull Battle 10, on Saturday night, we set up and ran. That is to say, it's not it. I did not custom the voice on it. We put a microphone where the house sound would come to it. So you can go to our Facebook, or you can go to YouTube and see the inside of the building, at least part of it. The part that the Bull Battle was in. The building is actually in thirds. There's a formal part that you would think about, more formal stuff. Then the middle part is, that's where the food trucks and the vendors were for Bull Battle 10. It's an excellent area. And then the west third of the building is the arena itself. So any time that we live stream something, if you don't get to see it live, then the next day, sometimes we have to edit things, so it might take more than a day, but go to our Facebook, KLV, or YouTube, or our website. You'll be able to watch yourself and listen and go, ooh, do I sound like that? Like we all do.
Right. Yeah. So that is happening all next Friday. So for the data center and all of that. So make sure that you come. That's also, again, community coffee. But before that, this week there is a carnival and crafts game booths, crafts and prizes at the Northwestern Student Center Ballroom. This is something that is put on by the Student Government Association, where kids can come in and be a part of that. So lots of just carnival games and crafts that they'll be doing on Thursday evening. I think that starts at 5:30. I'm not seeing the time on the poster, but that's happening. A wristband is $20. Individual tickets are $1. So just know that that's going on. On Friday, we have this is at Northwestern, also Crossing Oceans, One Islander's Path to America. And it's from noon to 1:15 and 1:30 to 2:45. It is a talk about the Marshallese people, and that is happening at Northwestern. So if that's something that interests you, you can go to the EC 109, that's the Education Center, room 109, and check out more about that. Noon to 1:15 and then 1:30 to 2:45. There's 2 different sessions on Friday. And then it's a big weekend, always a big weekend all around. We've got our citywide garage sale on Saturday. We've got Pumps and Pints at ABC. And we also have the Tim Wilcox Memorial Ranch Rodeo in Freedom. But in Winoka, we have the 80th annual Winoka Rattlesnake Hunt.
You know how I keep track of that?
How old you are?
Yep.
Are you going to be 80 this year?
July the 3rd at 3:33 in the morning.
Okay. I was thinking it was right around the 4th of July. I couldn't remember exactly. So.
Yeah, I was there.
All right. Yeah. So 80th annual.
Wow. Talk about your life speeding by.
And you have been announcing for 80 years too, or?
I'm looking at our producer director. Is that funny? Oh, maybe it's a little funnier than I thought.
I think he's got a grin on his face. I mean, you've been down there announcing for, probably 60 of those years.
It's had its moments. There was a situation that happened when I was, I think I was a junior. So what would that be? 16-ish. Mm-hmm. And so I got on the stage and helped him finish that. And then it kind of started being sporadically in or out or whatever. And then I was in, and then came the military. And so I was out a little bit, and then I was in, and then came, well, the most recent was when Matt Adair joined me, was, if you win a national championship in hockey, you play, you're still playing hockey the 1st of May. So the Blazers won in 1996 and in 2000 the national championship. So I was working when the snake hunt came on. So they brought Matt in, and he is so good. He is so good. So there was no letting him leave. So it's Matt and Ben now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll be down there through Bratz Menagerie. We will be down there on Saturday and Sunday this year with our Porta Petty. So we'll.
And if you didn't catch that, if you were listening in your car but talking, that's a Porta Petty.
Porta Petty. Yes.
It's amazing.
Our play on words. Yes. Yeah. They're going to have us down there. And so.
Will you have the babies? Any of the babies?
Oh, I'm sure we will. We will be on,
just north of the Den of Death, right?
That's right. That's right. I was getting myself all turned around. I'm like,
it's easy to get turned around Winoka.
It's just east of the railroad tracks, just north of the Den of Death. Yes, that's where we will be parked with our Porta Petty. So you can come check out the animals while you're there.
So Matt and I were on K101's morning show yesterday morning, and I made mention of the Den of Death, and CJ said, wait a minute, your hometown has a Den of Death? Yeah.
Yeah, and if you choose to hop in there with a rattlesnake, that's exactly what it could be.
Yeah, and it'll be a great feature for all the photographers around, man.
My goodness. We have lived through that with my son getting bit by a rattlesnake.
That's a tough deal.
It is something. That was when it was just before he turned 16. That was quite an ordeal. And this mom was freaking out. It was something. And let me say this, if you do not have, I'm just going to plug this. If you do not have the survival flight insurance for survival flight membership or something of that sort, there's survival flight and what's the other one?
Oh, shoot. It's like Air Med.
Air Med Care or survival flight membership. Those are, I learned the hard way that you need that living in rural Oklahoma. It's just something that I will be a proponent for that because the cost of the membership versus what it would be in order to fly out. And we had to be flown out. Not we, but he had to be flown out. And it was a baby. It was a baby Masaga rattlesnake got him.
A Masaga is a small rattlesnake to start with. But one of the wives' tales, and we deal with this from the stage all during, Matt and I will be up there 2 o'clock, starting 2 o'clock on Sunday, and then we do the weigh and measuring. And we talk about the wives' tales. And one of them is that a baby rattlesnake can't hurt you. They are loaded up. They are loaded up full when they come out, and they come out. They don't hatch. They are born live. They're born live, and the mother doesn't care one way or the other about them. So there's a bunch of them, but not all of them live, which is kind of a good thing, or we'd be overrun with rattlesnakes.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so glad that we are not. And it's just, oh, my goodness. That was something that they attempted to keep from me, that he had even got bit.
Oh, really?
Yes, because they knew I was going to freak out.
I bet Mama Bear went a little bit off the tilt scale.
One of my worst fears, like just getting, I don't know, because you know who my dad was, and
I do.
He was a little ornery, and all the time, just teasing us with snakes when we were growing up. And so it was, I mean, we'd be jumping. Of course, he knows whether they're poisonous or not. But to me, every snake is bad.
Snake's a snake.
And so we'd be jumping on the trampoline, and next thing we know, there's a snake on there with us, and we're jumping, and then I'm jumping off midair. So
Snake now owns a trampoline.
and so like just the amount of stories, and so this was something that no, I am anyway. So Braylon goes to flip the sign to open that day. It was on July 1st. I remember this specifically.
I bet you do.
It was on July 1st that year. And anyway, the year I guess that would have been 2016 because it was right before he turned 16, and he saw a snake down there, and it had been after a bunch of wildfires. So I think that we don't typically have like the amount of, I don't know. Maybe my family's been really great to protect me from knowing if there have been snakes out there, but I really have not run into a lot of snakes at our house, and especially not rattlesnakes. And it was down by the road. He went to flip the sign, and he saw it down there. And his brother's the one that saw it, and he came down, he grabbed it behind the head the way that if you're going to pick up a snake, the way you're supposed to. He just was a little bit too far back, and it got one fang in his finger, and he said it felt like someone had shoved a hot sewing needle had been burning or something into his finger, and it just immediately, he could feel it. He knew it was poisonous. He didn't know at the time, but then he did. He killed the snake, and anyway, and then before he even got to the hospital, like it was traveling, like his hand was swollen. It was traveling up his arm. They're like, we got to get you out of here. So praise God, they had the CroFab on hand at the hospital locally, which they don't always, but
That's true.
They did, and they were able to get him a dose of that and then get him down to the city and get him, I think there was like 4 or 5 additional doses. And
At about 12 grand a dose.
I think it was like 16.
Do you? That would be that'd be right.
Yeah, so it was something. So anyway, quite the ordeal. I highly do not recommend, but I do recommend having the flight membership. So shout out to all of those flight memberships, those pilots who are always on standby, and the nurses and doctors who are trained to do that and to travel with them and keep a person calm. It was a very expensive nap for Braylon.
Oh man.
He said he just took a nap while he was in the helicopter, and I was like, well, that was an expensive nap.
I'm with you on the snake ambiance, and those guys, those snake handlers, when we start weighing and measuring, they know that. They know that. So if you see Matt and I kind of crowding to the back of the stage, which our stage is a platform, a trailer platform, that's because these guys will occasionally drag a gunny sack across the back of our legs and hit the gunny sack. Now, so far the gunny sack's been empty, but you just don't know that in that second.
No. I mean, you hear him rattling, you hear him hissing. It's just, no. No.
I said there was a girl getting real close to taking pictures, and I said, you get as close as you want, and there's no snake probably going to jump off of this stage and get you. But if one of these gets loose, one of these guys would absolutely smash you, because all of our snake handlers are big guys, and we're going to evacuate just like you evacuated the trampoline.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. I just, I can't think about, like, if I think about snake hunt, of course, I think about Gary Moore.
Yes.
I mean, because he was up there handling snakes for years and years. And oh my goodness, I remember being at their house once when I was in high school. And he said, "Now, I don't mean to alarm you,
Oh dear. Oh dear.
but there's a box right there that you're leaning pretty close to, and there's a rattlesnake inside of there." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna head out."
Did you meet his ball python? When we first started handling it, it was I think 7 pounds. The last time I handled it, it was 54 pounds. I was told. I didn't weigh the snake. Big son of a gun, wrapped around my shoulders, and then kind of decided he wanted to stay. And I kind of get how terrifying that would be for real if you couldn't get out of that deal.
Yeah. Yes. No. I did. I was in their house, and it just seemed like it was an entire wall of snakes.
Snakes, right?
And I mean, it probably wasn't. That was just my high school mind.
No, I think it was.
I mean, okay, maybe it was, but yeah. So, yeah, fun times. But there's always all the memories through a snake hunt, growing up there.
And here's what I tell people: come to the Winoka Rattlesnake Roundup. If you want to, you can stay 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and never see a snake unless you just really want to.
And I mean, there might be an occasional person that has one around there.
Whip snakes around for sure.
Yeah, but the rattlesnakes, you don't have to go into the den of death. I mean, that's up to you if you want to see that. But and going in there doesn't mean that you're actually going in there. They're all behind a enclosure sort of thing. So, I mean, there might be one of the guys handling one.
There will be,
you
yeah.
want to see it. But yeah, if that's not something you want to see, but go down and experience it. If you've never experienced a snake hunt, make sure that you go down and experience it. Of course, the town will be full. The dunes will be full, I'm sure. There's always things going on. You can check out the flyer in our newsletter. There's going to be inflatables, mechanical bull. There's going to be the snake tails contest. So if you've got a good snake tail, you can go and say that. Is that on Sunday afternoon that they typically do that?
We do that before we weigh and measure, and that's K101 and KLV sponsor that. And if you win it, big trophy and $100. It's I'm always asked, what are the rules? Well, no profanity, no sexual innuendos. And the one I'm always asked is, well, does it have to be the truth? Now, come on. Rattlesnake hunters are like fishermen. They are incapable of telling the truth. So, no, it doesn't have to be the truth, but it can be, as unique as that may be.
Yes. So there's also free ham and beans on Saturday at 11. Saddle Club building. The Snake Show is Saturday and Sunday. Snake Butcher Shop. So they have the opportunity to taste that. Is that?
Oh yeah. And in the kitchen where they'll do the ham and beans, then on Sunday they'll be preparing some of the snake steaks. You can eat a rattlesnake steak if you so desire. I actually won a big cooking contest. I won a big grill. I mean, a big grill, like it grilled, I don't know, 15 people or something. And my recipe, this was at Penn Square in the concourse. My recipe was Winoka rattlesnake steak marinade.
Nice.
Folks, I wish you could have seen. I've never seen anybody have that look on their face that wasn't vomiting at that moment. Okay, we got to get Cade back to work. He has a real job, you know.
He's like, okay, guys, shut up now. It's good.
All right, spin it, Cade. Unless you've got something else.
No, I think that we're good. We can talk about more next week. There's always going to be something going on. There's so much happening. Open up your newsletter if you are not already to subscribe to that. And you can always go check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Alva Chamber.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been a part of the Jody and Ben Chamber Chats featuring the co-director, Jody Brott, and highlighting her co-director, Megan Lear, who is busy changing the name of a bank, and that's something else we'll be talking about. Join us again, but right now, join us tomorrow on Rose and Ben at 11. And right now, we lovingly send you back to what we laughingly refer to as regular programming.